Hey YouTube, Gecko Guy here. Just going to be doing a video on the Losi micro high roller running on a 2-cell LiPo battery. I'm using stock electronics. All I did was switch over those dreaded connectors over to a Dean's connector so I can run my GeForce 1300 mAh LiPos in it. So I'm at my local park. It's about probably a good quarter-mile away from my house. And the camera that I'm using is the Mobius camcorder, and all I did was put a piece of Velcro onto the stock transmitter. So, why don't I just talk about why I didn't really put this video out. To be honest, I look at the connector and then I'm like, oh crap, I don't have anything that can charge that. And I didn't have any spare connectors on hand, and then I basically put it on my workbench and just let it sit and collect dust for a couple of months. And then I'm like, screw it, I gotta get this thing up and running. And then I decided to go to Hobbytown USA because there was a couple things I needed there. And then I wound up getting a 2-pack of a male and female connector Deans. A male obviously for the connector there, and then female for the single nickel metal hydride battery, which I doubt I'll ever use again, but it's good to keep around. And then I realized with the nickel metal hydride with the LiPo batteries, they're a little bit longer, and then they're a little slightly thicker, so the little hatch didn't want to stay down, so I had to kind of Dremel that little spacer on, or Dremel it up a bit, Dremel the hole, and I wound up actually Dremeling part of the body on accident, which I don't really mind as long as it performs like gets the LiPo in there. But with the collector's piece like this, you don't really want to mess it up too bad with mods. And that's another thing. This is a collector's piece. You don't find these in stores anymore. These have been discontinued. You can still find them for about retail price. I can't remember because I wasn't really into RC when these were released. But I'm glad I have one in my collection. It's a fun RC to have, and it just looks great driving. And these wood chips, I'm having big issues with traction, and those tires, even with the micro high roller, aren't even they're not known for traction. But me personally, I like the tires. I like the design of them. It's just you're like an ice rink on those little wood chips there. And if you see me getting stuck here and there, it's because I spun the wheels too much and that kind of dug down into the wood chips. It's quite a windy day, and I want to say it was in the low 50s that day. And then there's a couple of kids who came up to the park, and I'm surprised they didn't ask me to run it. I would have let them run it, just because it's my 18th scale, and these 18th scales are pretty durable.
I really hope I caught that on camera.
The only way they'll really break is if you chuck them at a wall, or if you go brushless. You might break your diff or your pinion or your spur. That's another thing, guys. I am not going to go brushless with this. I don't want to dump too much money into it. I already spent $100 even shipped. I don't want to go brushless solely for the fact that I want to keep it as original as possible. With this one, I don't really want to spend too much for upgrades. The only upgrade I really want on this is a LiPo. And I kept flipping it over because I'm not too terribly good at jumps. But sorry to my RC guys that I really haven't been putting many RC videos out lately. I'm pretty busy with work and school, and I'm looking for a second part-time job because it's just not cutting it right now, what I've been getting. I've been trying to look for a full-time job, and I'm sticking it out with Quick Trip until I get my profit sharing at the end of the year. Apparently I'm guaranteed at least $600, but you know, with my family I have to, you know, obviously get them Christmas gifts, so I'm thinking, you know, 100 on my sister, or maybe even 50 on all three, my mom, dad, and sister, because we're at the point where we really don't need anything, and with what we do get, we don't know what to do with. So last year I really only asked for the SCX-10 Jeep Rubicon, and that's all I wound up getting. But this year I'm probably gonna buy myself the Thunder Tiger MT4 G3. That looks like just a solid monster truck, truggy basher, and the review of it to me did really well, and I'm really shocked. And for the money and how Jang put it, it's really a good kit to get. Why not the EMTA? It's because like it can get caught up on things, and you know, just go see Jang's videos. But why not the Rival? I've been watching a couple other people saying that they had a couple of issues like A-arm snapping, and then the ESC wasn't 6S compatible. And let's jump back on topic here. Sorry about that. I just kind of thought I'd give you guys an update on, you know, what's really to come. Actually, you know what? You know, there's a bunch of quadcopters coming out, well, that are already out. There's the new Hubsan with the camera. There's the Helimax one, or the Helimax VCam or whatever, whoever makes that. There's also the new Blade 180 QX with the camera. It's basically the Blade's version of the WL Toys V222. Probably won't get either of them because I've heard the camera sucks, and I've seen the V222. The camera quality just drops, and for me, I just don't think it would be very good, and plus it's mono. You know, Hubsan released a micro FPV quadcopter. I'm going to be watching the iMac man. He's one of my subscribers. He comments on a couple of my videos every now and then. Gonna be seeing how that works out, but that thing's like $200, so I don't know if I'll get it. But you know, there's the Blade 350, the new quadcopter. You know, I wish I had the money for that. I probably will wind up eventually getting it if the price dies down a bit. There's also the micro Habu from, was it E-Flight or Blade? I can't remember. No, E-Flight or Park Zone. I think it's Park Zone. I'm not really into electric ducted fans, and there's kids right now. You probably hear them. I'm not really into EDFs. With my skill of RC planes, I probably would wind up crashing it. And right now at this time of year, the winds are really starting to pick up. They're kicking like 10-mile-an-hour plus. And I was gonna take my my Deltaway for like one last flight before I pack it up for the winter, but I couldn't because it was just way too windy. So, you know, in the comments below, let me know, did I talk too much? Did you want to hear the RC, or would you rather hear me? So just let me hear what you have to say. You know, we're just about hitting the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I appreciate everyone who stuck it out, stayed with me this whole time. You know, it really means a lot to me. It took me 3 years to do it, but you know, hey, I got here eventually. Now, will you guys see a contest? Probably not very soon. You know, like I said, I've got those stickers coming up, so I'll probably give a couple of those away. They're actually in the pre-design phase. What wound up happening was, like, I was messaging the artist. Like, she's a good friend of my sister's, and she's a pretty good friend of mine too. I was messaging her, and then I didn't see my message on Facebook, and I was expecting had to have to pay like $100 for the design, but she said a 20 is fine, and I'm like, wow. And all I have to do is just go to the website that I get my stickers done at, and just get some stickers out. I'm not really sure how much I'll price them at. Probably a good $3 or maybe $3.50. $3 for the sticker, because the 50 cents basically comes in for the price of like the 3 cent envelope, and the 47 cents for a stamp. Because the postage is pretty expensive, $10 for stamps. All right. But as far as like what kits I'm gonna get, I already ordered the 1/18 scale Dromeda. I said I was gonna get the mini rival, but it's basically the re-released RC18 MT with a 2.4 gigahertz transmitter and all-in-one electronics. Basically the same thing with a different body. I'm gonna test the Dromeda out. I don't really expect too much from it. It's mostly for the first-time beginner RC. But I guess there was a mix-up in UPS, and here it is with me recording this on Sunday. It was apparently delivered to the office downtown, but it was never delivered to my house. So I'm gonna have to go straighten that out. Apparently it got there like 5 days ago. So here's a little bit of ballooning. I'm kind of mad about that. Like, it should have come to my house. And I'm just going to let you guys watch the rest of this. Sorry if I talk too long. I just thought I'd give you guys a really big RC update. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe as always. And, head over to geckoguyScrubs.com. Just check out my reptile care sheets and my worm breeding care sheets. I think you'll find them helpful if you ever want to get a reptile. Stay tuned for more.